seated, please. It sits on the top, like that, with the medal facing forward. And there's a seat for you in the second row, just there.
Distinguished guests, university colleagues, industry partners, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, those of you who are graduating today. I welcome you here today. In particular, I welcome the Minister for Health, the Honourable Sarah Courtenay MP. I now call upon Aunty Nola Hooper to conduct a welcome to country.
Thank you, Chancellor. Ya Palingana, hello and welcome. I acknowledge with heart Sky Country, saltwater country, and everyone's journey in between. My home country, where I grew up and my family came from, was Cape Barren Island, Trawana. This afternoon, we are gathered on the traditional land of Litamarina, Panaher and Taranatapana, the clans of the Launceston and surrounding areas. Warranta, Tanapri, Kutani, Nairi, we acknowledge with deep respect our old people, our traditional owners who once walked the old tracks through this country. I acknowledge our Lutawitja elders, community, past and present, and those who did not reach elder status. I acknowledge the wider community for the support of Aboriginal people over many years. I thank them. We know our grounds are sacred since time began. These grounds hold our past, our present, and our future within. Standing on country, it keeps us strong. Our feet are firmly planted here permanently, just as our spirit, we are always connected to country. It holds the knowledge of our old people. They danced around many fires, held ceremonies. Their songs are in the land. They are still here on the earth, in the trees and the wind. They cared for this land. They loved and died protecting it. We will always be here. I pay my respects and honour our ancestors, our traditional owners, the sovereign people. This land, all things within this landscape, including sacred sites. Minatanapri Pakananini, I pay tribute to our old people connected to these places and country. Before, in order to leave the track for us to follow today. Graduates here today have different journeys. Congratulations on your achievements. I wish you well and every success in your next journey. Before I go, I'd like to wish you and all your family a very merry and a safe Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. Ngāri Nina Tu. Thank you very much.
Now, I'm delighted to be with you to participate in this ceremony today. For you, the graduates and diplomats, graduation is an important rite of passage. It is for any graduate at any time, and it's a fitting outcome to you, the commitment you have made in gaining a higher education qualification. It's a day to feel proud of yourselves. You've been encouraged to develop the knowledge and the professional skills to help you to make a major contribution to your chosen field and to society. You've had the privilege of studying at a distinctive university that commands great respect nationally and internationally, a place where inquiry, ideas and innovation flourish, a university that is uniquely Tasmanian and deeply connected to its community and the island. Today, you join a body of graduates and diplomats who have taken their learning and skills into the community and have applied it to the benefit of humankind, whether it be here in Tasmania or elsewhere in the world. In joining them, you bring honour to yourself and to this university, your alma mater. Now, for many of you, this ceremony is something that you've not experienced before. So when I first became Chancellor, I thought, well, the best thing for me to do is, rather than you find out from your program when you go home, that I'd explain to you what's going to happen today. So there are 5 elements to this ceremony. Your family and friends and members of the community, and I might say there's plenty of them today, so there's a lot of people here representing your friends and family. The academic staff, many of whom are sitting behind me. The academic senate, you the graduands and me the Chancellor. Now, your family and friends and members of the community are not only here to help you celebrate your achievement, but also to witness the conferral of your awards. This witness function has been important, and it dates back to times before the printing press when there were a few written records. Having witnesses at the graduation ceremony guaranteed that there would always be someone who could vouch that you had been admitted to your degree. Secondly, you've seen the members of the college and staff from the university process into the room, led by the usher of the black rod and followed by the mace bearer. As ancient symbols of authority, these ceremonial symbols, borrowed from the parliamentary traditions, are a reminder that universities are custodians both of the enduring traditions of learning and of the power they bestow upon those who come to learn. It is also a reminder that the learning process may not have always been comfortable or easy. Now, if you follow the public discussions of late, you'll find that there's a lot of disputation about what is true and what's not, and that's always been the case. The consequences for disagreeing, though, were much tougher in the past, and people, if they disagreed, could find themselves losing their head. Your disagreements won't lead you to that, but contesting knowledge is something that you should be able to do more effectively because of your training, over and above your specialist knowledge. Because in a proper society, a properly functioning society, having the public contest of ideas is extremely important. And we're going through a difficult time at the moment, in my view. I've gone off script here a bit, so bear with me. Because I believe that such is the change in the way we communicate now that we're in much more turbulent about what is fact and what is fiction than at any time since the invention of the printing press. And the invention of the printing press enabled people, for example, to print books in their own language, which didn't occur before. That it was all in Latin. And so many believe that that enabled there to grow the nation state because of the self-identity that people became aware of. Now, we're going through a very, very significant period of change when almost everything's contested now. So you hear things that you don't know whether it's true or not. So having the ability to work out fact and fiction, whether it's consistent with your values, is absolutely critical. And so we have examples in the past where actually teaching a subject was extremely controversial and could get all the learners into trouble. So that's that part of the tradition. And the black rod who came in wasn't always just symbolic. Chancellors of universities could be attacked. And they were, the usher of the black rod was there to protect the Chancellor. Now, I haven't had the occasion to need to be protected as yet, but that's the tradition. So the Chancellor's role is also an essential feature of this ancient ceremony. The Chancellor originally was the representative of the Church, because remember, before the Reformation, the Church through and before the printing press, all records were written in the monastic tradition. So books were very valuable and they were written out longhand by monks in monasteries. So the Church controlled education until the Reformation in the United Kingdom. At that time, Henry VIII assumed for the Crown all rights that in England had previously belonged to the Church through the Pope. Since then, the Chancellor has been the representative of the state, and he or she wears robes similar to the Lord Chancellor of England. As Chancellor, I will admit you to your degrees or award you your diplomas. On behalf of the University of Tasmania, this is the actual moment of your graduation. Before that, though, the Chair of the Academic Senate, on behalf of the academic staff, will acknowledge that you, the graduands, are qualified to be admitted to your degrees or awarded your diplomas. The Academic Senate is the present-day equivalent of ancient guilds. That is, if you like, educational trade unions 1,000 years ago. And they're the ones who said that we decide whether or not a course is approved and what is taught. No one in authority. So the Chancellor could not, or the Church could not override the decision of the courses approved by the Academic Senate, which maintained the independence of universities. That tradition is still there in the universities, and so your ceremonies, you first of all, the Chair of the Academic Senate verifies that you've studied the courses and reached a quality that is acceptable for you to receive your degree. So that's the Academic Senate. As the ceremony concludes today, you will join us in processing from the room a public recognition of your status as graduates. So you move from being a graduand to a graduate, and you join the procession as joining the academic movement out of the hall. So that's the tradition and formality. Now, these gowns that we wear are also a relic of the monks. So you're wearing your academic gown because that's what monks used to wear, and even after the Reformation, when monks weren't necessarily academics, the academics were lay people often. From then on, they kept the monks' robes allegedly because the woolen robes kept them warm when they were studying. So that tradition's kept on. So I hope that makes things clear as to what is going on today. And I hope you could concentrate and retain some of what I was saying. So, as you celebrate graduation today, you join a vibrant global family of over 120,000 graduates that have taken this precious Tasmanian experience to all continents around the world and across more than 120 countries. I trust that all of you, as members of our extended family and as continuing members of the university, will maintain a strong interest in the university. It is now your turn to shine, to take the talent, skills and expertise that you have honed through your studies at the university to see Tasmania realise its full potential, to become one of the very special places on the planet, a place that people look to as a model for how to create a truly sustainable, equitable and prosperous society. It is you to whom we now look to lead, to imagine and to shape our future. Remember your time on the university's campuses with fondness and cherish the connections that you have made and the relationships you've built. You'll never forget them, and all the graduates behind me will attest to that. I hope that you'll never lose your thirst for knowledge that is the true outcome of higher education, and you will continue to use the skills of analysis and inquiry that you've learnt in the course of your studies to seek balance and clarity in the issues and problems that you will face. These attributes are in many ways more important than the content of the courses that you've undertaken. The university's motto is Ingenius Patuus Campus, which translates to the field lies open to talent. It captures our spirit, it reflects our vitality and confidence in our identity and openness to communities in the world. Let me offer a special congratulations to you all. You, our graduates, now have the talents, skills and expertise. I hope that you will all embrace the next stage in your life journey, committed to creating a better future. Today is your day, a day for celebration of your achievements and a parting reflection with your fellow graduates of your time at the University of Tasmania. Enjoy the day with your families and friends, the people who have supported you. Now, it is now my great pleasure, because I sat next to Dr. Stan Gordon at a recent university dinner, to present the occasional address. Dr. Gordon is a radiation oncologist and the director of the Northern Cancer Service, Tasmania, which includes the W.P. Holman Clinic, Launceston and Northwest Cancer Services, Burnie. Dr. Gordon graduated from the University of Tasmania with a Bachelor of Medicine in 1986 and received his fellowship in radiation oncology with the Royal Australasian College of Radiologists in 1994. He completed his registrar training in Queensland before returning to Launceston to join the W.P. Holman Clinic as a radiation oncologist in 1995. In 1998, Dr. Gordon became the director of the W.P. Holman Clinic, Launceston, and then Director of the Northern Cancer Service in 2016. Dr. Gordon has overseen the development of the WP Holman Clinic to become a highly valuable integrated oncology service with a strong reputation both locally and nationally. He has held a number of committee and board appointments, including the Australian Brachytherapy Group, the Cancer Council of Tasmania Board, and the Royal Australian New Zealand College of Radiologists. This year, Stan received the Northern Alumni Award for excellence for his service to his local community and commitment to improving patient outcomes. I invite Dr. Gordon to present the occasional address.
Thank you very much. Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, congratulations. Your well-deserved success has been achieved through hard work, determination, and the encouragement and support of those around you, and you should be rightly proud of yourselves. You may think that your life's work is now finished, but I'm here to tell you that your journey has just begun. In many ways, I'm the least qualified here to provide a commentary on your graduation day. I confess that when I started my university education, I was more a tourist than a serious student. Nevertheless, I returned from that journey not the same as how I had left. For me, it was a wonderful and life-changing experience. In your case, during a brief period, you have been privileged to be part of an encounter with wisdom and knowledge, and those remarkable people that freely impart that knowledge. It is an extraordinary gift bestowed on only a small number of people in our society, and it should be treasured as something very precious. Your journey from now on, and all that you will find on it, is a symbol of life. That journey is complex, convoluted, and spans all of your lives. Its fundamental basis is twofold: the road on which the journey lies, and the traveller's struggle on that journey. We may start off dedicating ourselves to a life of scholarship and university life, but most of us soon realise that such a life is not enough. The journey for us is a balance of not only immersing ourselves in study, but also living for others and being at their service. Some of you may be content to take their bit of paper today and do no more. That's not walking the walk or experiencing all the world has to offer. If you don't stride forward and rather simply stand still, you become stagnant and you achieve nothing. Make no mistake, the journey of a health worker is not easy. It may be easy to be a lover of peace and harmony, but it is more difficult to be a creator of peace and harmony, day in and day out. Sometimes our efforts appear to be futile. Invariably, the people that you spend the most time with are the ones that are least appreciative of what you've done. Yet working together with people who have been in some way devalued helps them and us to discover their immeasurable human value and dignity. Just a few weeks ago, a family member of one of my patients came out with the question, "How do you cope with all that cancer in your waiting room?" Took me back for a moment and I mumbled a lame response. However, upon reflection, it struck me that this gentleman had missed the point. They were not cancers in my waiting room, They were people. People with serious illness, often life-threatening illness. People with their own hopes and aspirations. People whose lives and those of their families had been totally disrupted. How do I, as a health worker, fit into this situation? For my part, my interaction with patients and their families is more than just discussing treatment options, cure rates and side effects. Whether I like it or not, I remain an unworthy companion on a journey into the unknown, which at the very least has significantly disrupted that person's life and often holds no positive guarantees for what the future holds. This is a privilege that I confess I too often take for granted. Life is busy, the workload continues to increase, and it is sometimes difficult to maintain those high ideals of care and compassion that one promised when one first got into this business. What sustains me is the people that I deal with. People that have invariably had the veil of our material world removed from them and are now able to concentrate on things that really matter. If there's one thing that my cancer patients teach me, it is that happiness is accepting and choosing life, not just submitting grudgingly to it. You have been provided with the foundation for your journey. You now need to move forward in anticipation that what you have already achieved and what you will achieve in the future will make a difference to hundreds of people's lives. You may think that your university degree was an individual achievement, a personal best, and in some ways it was. But it also required the support of the community around you, your peers, your teachers, your family and friends. And they require, indeed they demand, great things from you. So, what have I learnt over the years that may be useful to you, the graduates of 2019? I've learnt that one's university education continues to teach us throughout our life's journey, not just at journey's beginning. I have learnt to be immensely grateful for being allowed to negotiate this great adventure that is life. I have learnt that on every single day of our lives, we have the opportunity to encounter the extraordinary. And I have learnt that a person that does not walk through life seeking inspiration and truth, doing good and helping others, doing the many things that society requires of us, is a person that finishes up in mediocrity. Some of you may be familiar with the writings of James Macaulay, who was Professor of English at this university in the 1960s and 70s. Macaulay lamented a modern world which he described as the age of anxiety, driven by a course of life without meaning or direction. On the surface, it would appear that nothing much has changed over these last 50 years. Yet you, the graduates of the University of Tasmania, have tried to move with the times. You have sought to grapple with a rapidly changing world. You have embraced learning. You have come to the realisation that each day we have the chance to discover something new about ourselves, to be more attentive to the world around us, and to seek to be more receptive to life and the gifts that we have received. Well done.
Thank you, Stan. He threw out a few challenges. You threw out a few challenges in your speech. I think the one that I take the most seriously, what he said is retain your idealism. Don't become cynical. And that came through very strongly as a motivator for what is a very challenging career that Stan has emerged as handling with excellence. So, on behalf of us all, because that wasn't the only message in his address, there were many others, I'd like us all to join together and thank Stan for his address. Shortly I'll be conferring degrees and awarding diplomas, but before we do that we're to hear Solo Flute Fantasies by Frederick Kulau, performed by the Conservatorium of Music student Angela Grist. Thank you, Angela. Your rendition of that piece does what all good music does, which takes us to a different place. And yours did that today. And on behalf of everyone here again, I'd like to thank you very much for your rendition of that particular piece. Thank you very much. I now call upon the Chair of Academic Senate, Professor Natalie Brown, to present candidates for degrees and diplomas from the College of Health and Medicine and Graduate Research.
I call upon candidates from the College of Health and Medicine and from Graduate Research to stand. Chancellor, I commend to you the candidates whose names are listed in the conferral list before you for admission to the degrees and for the award of the diplomas shown. They have completed all requirements for their awards to the satisfaction of Academic Senate.
By virtue of the authority vested in my office, I admit you and the candidates in absentia, as listed in the conferral list before me, to the degrees and award the diplomas for which you and they have qualified.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the new graduates and diplomats. Graduates and diplomats, please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates and diplomats will now be presented to you.
I now call upon Professor Karen Francis, representing the Executive Dean of the College of Health and Medicine, to present graduates and diplomats in that college.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the Bachelor of Biomedical Science. Wendy Lee Ying Gang. Angela Louise Hill. Kalia Joan Walker. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Dementia Care, Henry Thomas Austin Stone. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Health and Human Services, Leadership Professional Honours, Lynette Venn. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Nursing. Abdullah Mashi Alenzi. Rajwa Hamad Al-Shamri. Charlotte Louisa Anderson. Kate Elizabeth Atkinson. Tracy Ann Badman. Alicia Ella Baird. Emily June Baird. Lillian Grace Baker, Olivia Baisley, Tegan Marie Banks, Lachlan Samuel Barnes, Tia Ann Barrett, Georgia Kate Barwick, Hayley Marie Barwick, Kelsey Lee Bell Chambers, Chloe Alita Berwick, Caitlin Laurel Bestwick, Kylie Ann Beveridge, Charlotte Elizabeth Blizzard, Ebony Lilith Bouton, Kate Grace Boxhall, Chloe Elizabeth Brooker, Annie Beth Brooks, Georgia Buckwell, Amila Bunghammer, Erin Lee Butler, Jared Adam Clark, Leah Carolyn Clough, Eleanor Lyndon Cook, Erin Ray Cook, Christine Marie Corkery, Joel Anthony Creswell, Jake DeJuice, Anastasia Damaris Tallulah Dobell, Danielle Laura Edwards, Sarah Jane Elmore, Alexandra Dale Engelbrecht, Courtney Page Evans, Rachel Marie Fish, Catherine Mary Fisher, Biba Hannah Claire Fotheringham, Alana Gay Fraser, Stacey Lorraine French, Liam Robert Philip Gibbs, Ellie Jessica Graham, Donna Marie Grass. Bailey Meg Groenweg. Donna Tiffany Halim. Victoria Elizabeth Harding. Nicola Holland. Juanita Marie Hopkins. Lauren Grace Horn. Georgia Monique Howe. Alicia Kay Hull. Danica Alicia Hutchinson. Madison Ellie Jackson. Catherine Ann Jahangiri. Gurpreet Kaur Johal. Lucy Victoria Johnston. Brooke Hannah Jurgensen. Leela Kaloko. Rachel Ann Kilworth. Hayley Jane Knott. Joe James Lade. Fiona Leongji Singh. Christopher Justin Letchford. Hulu Leanne Lee. Megan Louise Lockley. Jessica Margaret Mary Luck. Sue-Wen Lily Marshall. Claire Alexandra Maxwell. Shanae Katrina McCarthy. Holly Tarina McLaren. Patrick Blair Meany. Francesca Natasha Methorst. Joshua Haston Meyer. Innocent Michael. Brianna Rose Mitchell. Tanya Marie Mitchell. Lisa Monson. Janaya Ray Murphy. Imogen Murray. Ka Yang Ing. Simone Owen. Linda Mari Pearce. Dion Marie Pedder. Braden Leslie Pennington. Letty Pennington. Hayley Emma Pilgrim. Zachary Allen Pregnell. Janaya Brittany Price. Sarah Clemency Rawson. Priya Lai Shavashila Reeves. Hannah Kate Richardson. Lucy Jane Riley. Claire Elizabeth Roberts. Ashley Tani Rose. Holly Marie Rowbotham. Amy Catherine Schmidt. Lucas Alexander Scott. Abby Yvonne Searson. Caitlin Louise Shearer. Julie Ann Sheehan. Jessica Louise Sheridan. Holly Emma Sloan. Chloe Lorraine Smith. Deanna Lee Paula Torrey Smith. Carlia Madison Smith. Kate Georgina Smith. Nicole Ashley Smith. Tanan Sutu de Haravesh. Laura Edith Stagg. Courtney Ann Stanley. Ike Thomas Salzberger. Nerida Ann Tinalgia. Rojani Thing. Madison Kate Tompkinson. Diane Chantel Towns. Amy Louise Treneth. Maggie Jean Turner. Hannah Riley Tuxworth. Tina Van Nutrigem. Marlene Joy Verhaag. Harley Rose Verity. Misty Mari Waller. Danny Wang. Laura Kate Wegman. Lisa Patricia Wells. Madeline Grace Westcott. Emma May Whitchurch. Easy one. Kelly Louise White. Astrid Wickman. Claire Renee Wilkins. Emily Jane Winter. Tess Elsie Wohler. Georgia Elizabeth Woods. Abby Elizabeth Wright. Georgia Wyatt. DeLong Yang. Wenlu Yu. Elizabeth Andrea Michelle Sahuri. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Nursing with Professional Honours, Anaesthetic and Recovery Nursing, Emma Borg. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science, Ebony Caitlin Bennett. Jordan Lee Brazendale. Olivia Rose Campbell. Tegan Claire Lumsden. Jessica Kate Malone. Samuel Oliver Moore. Cynthia Pratt. Brooke Ellen Robertson. Rebecca Patrice Rowland. Chelsea Isabel Swan. Yuji Tang. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science with Honours. Hannah Rose Davey. Tegan Katie Marsden Patterson. Sky Much. Eliza Mary Oliver Bennett. Samuel Nicholas van der Bosch. Cameron Terence Mace. Jodie Ann Wise. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychology with Honours, Ashley Kate Withers. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychology with First Class Honours, Bethany Rose Muir. Chancellor, I present to you those diplomats to whom you have awarded the Graduate Certificate in Nursing, Melissa Edwards. Emma L. Etta. Michael Gerard Laren. Ashley Rebecca Mills. Jamila Meyer. Sorry. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Health and Medicine.
I now call upon Professor Tracy Dixon, the Dean of Graduate Research, to present those graduates who qualified for research higher degrees in graduate research.
Chancellor, along with teaching, research is one of the major activities of the University of Tasmania. The university is ranked among the top research-intensive universities within Australia, and the strength and diversity of our research is reflected in our consistent world-class performance across a breadth of disciplines. Our high-degree graduate research students make a significant contribution to our research activities through the generation of new knowledge, through analysis, innovation and insight, using state-of-the-art research facilities and a truly multidisciplinary approach. Through the application of that knowledge, our research students contribute to the solution of real-world problems and to the improvement of our communities and citizens' well-being. Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present the new research high degree graduates to you. Chancellor, you have admitted Rohit Gundamaraju to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Rohit evaluated endoplasmic reticular stress and cell death in colon cancer and discovered a correlation between ER stress and cancer progression in both cellular and animal models. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Rohit Gundamaraju. Chancellor, I present to you Sharda Nurozi. Dr. Nurozi demonstrated that zinc and zinc transporter ZIP7 are associated with controlling glucose homeostasis in skeletal muscle and raised the possibility of developing novel drugs targeting this transporter. Chancellor, Dr. Sharda Nurozi. Well done. Chancellor, I present to you Angampodi Promoter Prasadini Pereira. Dr. Pereira evaluated MCC 950 as a potential therapeutic agent for inflammatory bowel disease and discovered significant mechanisms of NLRP3 inflammasome in the development of colorectal cancer. Chancellor, Dr. Angampodi Promoter Prasadini Pereira. Chancellor, I present to you Rajesh Raj. Dr. Raj studied the outcomes of older patients on dialysis. His research and the authoritative review he published will influence the management of the elderly with renal failure worldwide. Chancellor, Dr. Rajesh Raj. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from graduate research.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Joel Creswell, who graduated this afternoon with a Bachelor of Nursing. Mr. Creswell will now give the valedictory address on behalf of the cohort of students graduating today.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I feel extremely privileged to speak on behalf of my peers who are graduating from the University of Tasmania today. I would like to start by congratulating every individual graduate who has earned their place here. It has not been easy to get here, and we can all be exceptionally proud of what we have achieved. Each graduate has dedicated several precious years to university study and has made significant personal sacrifices along the way. Most graduates have juggled work and family commitments alongside their study, and many have had to travel large distances every week to attend lectures, tutorials, and professional experience placements. We have spent many long days and late nights reading textbooks, writing notes and staring at our laptops to perfect our assignments and meet our study deadlines. We have studied continuously on weekends and days off when we probably would have preferred to be spending time with family and friends, engaging in our hobbies, or catching up on some sleep. Throughout our time at university, many of us have experienced the thrill of accomplishment and the disappointment of failure. I'm sure at one or more points of the journey, we have all wanted to quit. But we didn't quit. We persevered to overcome challenges and solve problems as they presented. Our hard work and dedication to our studies are what got us here today, and it has not gone unnoticed. Well done, graduates. A highlight from my 3 years studying at UTAS are the wonderful friends I've made along the way, especially within the School of Nursing. The graduates here that I know are so knowledgeable, talented, empathetic, and dedicated to their profession, which provides me with great optimism for the future of healthcare in Tasmania. I expect that many graduates sitting here will remain close friends for years to come. On behalf of all graduates, I would like to offer a special thanks to every one of our personal supporters, our family members and friends who have stuck by us and helped us during our university years. Our supporters have selflessly listened to us talk endlessly about exams, assignments, and the perils of clinical placements. They have lent us a few dollars when we couldn't afford to eat or pay our rent. They have proofread some of our assignments for us and helped us prepare for our exams. They have been poked and prodded by us when we used them as guinea pigs while we learned to measure blood pressure and listen for bowel sounds. Some of these amazing supporters are here with us today as our guests, so can we please give them a big round of applause as a gesture of our appreciation. On behalf of all graduates, I would also like to thank the incredibly dedicated staff at the University of Tasmania. We certainly would not be graduating here today without your educational guidance and support. Our unit coordinators, lecturers and tutors have done an outstanding job in cultivating this group of brand new health professionals. I will end here with a little message for graduates from Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. From here, you can steer yourself in any direction that you choose. Thank you.
Well, Joel, I think the students and other guests really appreciated your comments. I think they identified with almost everything you said, particularly those parts that talked about them being dedicated and tremendously talented, or words to that effect. So on behalf of everyone here, I'd like to thank you for your very popular and articulate valedictory address. Thank you very much. That just about concludes the ceremony. I want to take the time to encourage those of you who have graduated today. Now, I'm second best to Joel, because now what I'm going to ask you to do is to acknowledge the contribution of friends and family who've supported you on the way, who've worried about you, nudged you, nagged at you probably, despaired about you over the journey. So I now invite graduates to stand and turn and express your gratitude to all family and friends by a round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution that your lecturers, supervisors, tutors and the professional staff of the university have made in ensuring your presence at this ceremony. I would ask you all to take this opportunity to show them your appreciation by a round of applause. Graduates, as you leave the ceremony, remember that you're not leaving the university. You're stuck with the university for the rest of your life. As alumni of the university, you've joined the university community. I urge you to keep in touch. The alumni page in your copy of the graduation program is a guide to what we have to share with you. Professor Fassett and I now invite you, your family and guests to refreshments at the Academy of Arts building on the Inverness campus. I ask you to all stand while the procession retires and invite you to follow. Thank you very much.